hi guys. Hey, we've got the music going. So what I get from Hearts, Minds and Stars, so just do a little bit of oily bottle magic with you today. Some simple stuff. You know, I'm all about simple. Hold on, let me just grab this music and turn it off. Here I am. Going back to you guys. Hi. So I'm in the oil room, sitting at the table. Hopefully, I've got a little. Well, this is the Dream Convention kit from quite some time ago in the US. It's my table. So I'm hoping that you guys are going to be able to, if I spin them down a bit, you're going to be able to see what I do. Okay, so I said yesterday that I'd get on and just share a little bit with you about how to reuse your old bottles. So I'm going to wait a minute, see if anyone joins us. Come on, come on. Of course, you can always watch this back on the video section if you want to. We've got a little how-to section on the Hearts, Minds and Flowers page, because I know you're all busy people on the weekend. So I've got some simple stuff that I'm going to do with you. I've got a stash of old bottles. I go through quite a few. So I just want to share a couple of ways that I will use them in our house. So the first most easy thing that I do is when I've got, this is my balance. It's a beautiful balance. Now I've got 4 empty balances in my stash, and there's a few of these around the house as well. And what you'll find, can you see that guys, is that you'll always have a little bit of oil at the bottom of your bottles, okay? So what I normally do is I share, the first thing I do with my spare bottles is once I get a second, if there are different parts in the house that we use that particular oils, I'll just grab my new one, share it out between my old ones and start popping them around the house. Now, getting the extra bit out or doing what's needed, there's a simple hack to get stoppers out, okay? So you can get some gorgeous little tools that will help you with this, but this is a simple hack that will get it out. So I basically just screw the top on a little bit until it starts to catch, and then I use my maneuvering to get it out. So you just click, click, click until it pops out. So there you go. You get it out in one go. So you can see that one's got a little bit in it. And what I would do is just simply take my new bottle and pop the drops into there, share it out, and then happily pop them on the house. To put them back on, you simply just screw. You don't have to muck about with the dropper, and magically it'll be back in the cap. So that's the first thing I do. So I do that with lemon, lavender, balance, anything that we use in different places. So I have a box of oils in the oil room, many of which get transported around the country. We've got a big box in the living room where people can just access whenever they need it. I've got a few sitting right next to our soda stream. They're the oils that we use as oil additives. So, you know, grapefruits, our tangerines, our white oranges. Also in my bedroom, there's a stash by Alex. Watch every time. And I have them in my bathroom as well, especially the ones that I use on my skin and the ones that I use in the evening. So my lavender piece, some more balance, easy air, all those kind of things are sitting there happily on my little side table, ready for the evening. So when I first got my oils, of course, they were precious little bottles, and I had 10, that's it. Or even I had 2 when I first started. So I've just built this up over time. So that's the first thing I do. And even now, I've discovered, especially those that I buy regularly, like lemon, there's one in my order every month, I start to rack and stack bottles. So I do keep them. So what do you do with them after you kind of spread them around your house? Well, there are some really simple ways that you can use them. So the first way is you can actually buy these magical bits. So I got mine from My Essential Extras, which is the beautiful lady Emma, who not only does oil, she buys bits and sells them to us all. So I got a little pack from her. I got 5 in a pack for $3, I think it was. So you can pick up at Mango Hill or she'll deliver to you. But there are these sites all over the shop. You just want to find someone that you trust and that the quality is okay. So I always start with a small order with a new supplier and go for it. But Emma was at our workshop the last weekend. She's a great woman and her quality is amazing, so I went nuts. So you just grab your little roller ball and your cap. Now balance, if you remember, has a beautiful combination of oils. It's very grounding, but it also, in spite of it being in a 15 ml bottle, comes with fractionated coconut oil already in it. So if we remember, guys, I have to stop saying so. What is that? Playing the sound of music or something? So remember, a carrier oil is just something we mix with the oils that's going to keep that oil in the one place for a little longer. And it also allows us, if we do have some skin sensitivity, to just calm that a little bit. So it does a dual purpose. So sometimes you'll use an oil neat, but often you will mix it with some fractionated coconut oil. Now my balance already has it in it, and I use this beautiful grounding blend as a perfume. So, I said it again, I should count them, hey. Oh, hi, Scott. So, given it's already got fractionated coconut oil in it and I use it as a perfume, I'm thinking, well, now I've got a few bottles lying around the house, I might turn it into its very own roller ball. So I've popped the top. So these little caps, actually, I'm going to watch me struggle now, fit 15 ml, they snap into place, 15 ml bottles. So when you're looking around, you want to make sure that you're getting a roller ball that fits a doTERRA 15 ml bottle, because of course it's dependent on the neck. One of the good things is because we're such a big supplier of oils, a lot of places will cater for us. So just keep an eye on that. And there you go. I've just created a roller ball. And I've just created something for my perfume. Tap, cap goes on, and I'm all good to go. Okay? So simple. Absolutely simple. Now, of course, we can buy our own roller balls as well. You can grab them forever. But, you know, I'm like, why not just use the existing? And I've got all of the cautions and bits and pieces on there. I know what is in my oil, so I am terrible at remembering contents and prices and all that jazz. So it's there, ready to go. Hey presto. So I've just created that roller. Okie dokie, so that's that one. Oh gosh, I'm just going to go nuts with balance now. Of course, now I've got a spare stopper and a spare lid. Look, I don't get rid of those, guys. I just keep them because you never know. I've got a stash. This is going to smell like balance, and it might be that one day something goes a bit pear-shaped. Some people are really creative at getting their stoppers out. They like to put, in the beginning, because I didn't know the hack, I used popcorn with a fork. This is a good idea, right? So I keep spares. And also, you know, you fill them around. Sometimes I forget to put them back in. Anyway, so that's, don't chuck it away. Just keep it as a little stash. You can use it wherever you need to. Remember, these little stickers come off, so you can reuse the cap for whatever you're up to. So that's a simple roller. What else have I got? Oh, lemon. Okay. So I go through a hoot of lemon, an absolute hoot. And as I was saying, I often find that I've stashed them in the box and they've still got a little bit left in them. So what I want to do now is just make a simple room spray for it, so it looks like I've been very good and diligent at getting these out. Just looking for my lemon. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a simple room spray. So same beautiful woman at my essential extras. You can also get little pop packs. So of course you can buy your own bottles. Here you go, there's one that I buy. It's a little bit more, isn't it? But very, very similar in size. I think that might be a 15 ml. So you can buy those, but why not reuse what you've got? Because we know that with these things, glass bottles are the best, and we know that doTERRA's got the quality glass. So I already know. So again, I got a 5-pack of these for $3. And yeah, they're not cut because Em was telling me that some people like to leave them around the bottle and some people like them to be exact. So she leaves them the way they are, but depending on your preference, all you need is a pair of scissors, right? So I'm going to use this one because it's got a little bit of lemon in the bottle. You can see how obsessed I am with lemon. This is with these things everywhere around my house. I'm such a sad sack. But you know, lemon, she's one of the most versatile oils that we have. She is our top selling oil, guys, and she's so inexpensive. 250 drops in a 15 ml. So how do I use my lemon? Well, she's excellent in water. So, you know, I've got my glass water bottle. You would have seen this, my $5 special from Kmart. I pop a couple of drops in there and pop my water in the morning. It's a 600 ml bottle. A couple of drops in, and that just rehydrates me, and it's just got some, I mean, it's over 7 lemons in this. It's all made from the rind, so it's very alkaline, it's not acidic, it's not going to give you issues with your teeth. It's just beautiful. So that's how I use it. It's one of my key essential cleaning ingredients now. I don't buy any products from our traditional grocery stores anymore. I just use oil or doTERRA low tox products in cleaning. So I'm Miss Versatile, and it's simple. Also a most amazing deodorizer. So that's how I'm going to pop her in today. So there's a little bit of lemon in there. Now I would normally do about probably about 6 or 7 to 8 drops in here, depending on what's going on. So I'm just going to pop a couple of extra drops in here. And it's as simple as just dropping straight in, because now of course I've got a neck of a bottle, so we're all good to go. Now, you can get dinky little bubblers. This is going to be funny. This is going to be the worst part of the whole experience. So all I'm going to do now is fill the bottle up with some water. Now, you can get fancy about the water that you use, guys. That's completely up to you. You can also get dinky little funnels, which will help you, especially if you're doing tiny little oil bottles for samples and things like that. But I'm just pretty simple. So you can curl it if you wish, if you're a curler, or you can snip. Now, oil and water, we want to be doing this each time we use it. Okay, so now what you've got for yourself is a handy little purse size, or take it out and spray it on. There we go. Oh, that's just magnificent. So that's what I use now as my deodorizer and my room spray. So none of those plug-in, don't do that. All those nasty things in bathrooms, just do that. I use this on Jack the puppy. He's 12 now, so he's getting a bit, you know, they just get a bit smelly, don't they? Bless them. So all of his bedding gets sprayed with that. It's safe for him and safe for us. I walk into a room, it's a bit gross. And these are so cute. You can just pop these anywhere, right? And what? $3, 5 of them. You can create them and pop them around everywhere. And how easy was that just to refill? A couple of drops of your lemon, and you know what, 250 drops in one of these, and you're ready to go. So that's our lemon room freshener. Now you can also take the labels off if you want, guys. They're easy to take off. I took it off this little bubble here because I was practicing. You just flick them off, and if there's any residue at all on your bottle, just go over it with pure lemon, and off it will come. It's a little bit of a treat. All right, so that's our lemon. So we've got that. Should put them to one side, you know. We've got our balanced rollerball. Of course, this is also great for putting on little one's feet. Jack also experiences great love from dogs. You want to be putting a little bit more fractionated coconut oil in for small people and for puppies. So check out those dilation rates, but you can just use a little teeny bit in a bottle and whack all of that fractionated coconut oil in, or whatever carrier oil you're using, and you'll have your little roll up. All right, so that's those two. Now an owie spray. Yeah, I'll do an owie spray. So I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it's one of those sprays that are used for little people. So when I do a blend, just like you've seen me use the bottles that relate to the oil, because there'll always be a teeny bit in the bottle, and you also still have the fragrance of the oil, right? It's really potent, it stays for a long time. You can get that out, but it takes some work. So that's why I just keep all of them. If I'm going to do a blend or I'm going to make something else, I try and use the bottle that at least one of had originally in it. So an owie spray is really good for owies. So this is for little people, as well as big people. So there's 3 ingredients in our spray. So lavender, tea tree, or melaleuca, as we like to call it in the US, and frankincense. You know, the king of our oils. Beautiful frankincense. So great for your skin and great for just getting rid of those nasties. So if we have a sting or a cut in our house, the lavender's like our go-to. And then tea tree's got some beautiful antiseptic qualities to it. You know, we all Aussies know how beautiful tea tree is. Frankincense, amazing for your skin, beautiful for your skin. It's tree resin, love it. You smell it the first time and think, you've got to be kidding me. But I've just fallen for him, okay? And he has that beautiful effect, not only of being gorgeous for your skin, because we're talking about, you know, bites and irritations, aren't we? He also supercharges whatever he's with. So he's going to bring out the best of the oils that you pair him with. So this is as simple as, I have got my little lavender, and I don't know whether you can see, guys, but I've been really slack about getting it out of here. So I have definitely got enough in here. I don't need to put any more in. So this recipe is with the guys from Shanice. I did that today, which what inspired me to do it. I've seen it, it's quite a common one that people do. And you can do it, I'm going to do it as a spray, but you can also do this combination with a fractionated coconut oil and pop it in a roller. It's no problem. So I've definitely, in a 60 ml bottle, we would be putting, I think it's 15 drops of each of the 3 in. Now we've only got a 15 ml bottle, so it's as easy as quartering it. Lavender, I know, is extremely gentle, and the fact that it's probably more than 5 drops isn't going to stress me with the lavender. Frankie, I love you all, but he's not a cheap oil, right? He's great as part of our kits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I use him everywhere. So I stock up on him at Christmas time because he tends to be our 200 point special when you can get him for free. So I stock up then. I also grab him as part of the kit. If I am desperate, I try and get him on points. He's certainly not Melissa, and costing us a couple of $100, but he's a decent one. And you want to have him in your oil kit all of the time because he's really versatile, and as I said, he'll supercharge other things that are going on for you. Also amazing to add to your moisturiser. So we've popped him in. Now tea tree, of course, is a new bottle. Love it. Tea tree is also one of our top 10 oils, and tea tree is a hot oil, okay? So we know that this is something we don't want to be as liberal with, especially if we're going to use this spraying on smaller people. So again, I'm going to just keep an eye on what I pop in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just going to do 4 of that, and then around the side of less. Less is more. Remember with oils, 1 drop is almost always enough. We always remember that. Putting half a bottle of this in is not going to do any good. In fact, it could be quite uncomfortable for whoever's going to use it. So let's not OD on oil. It's easy to do, and we've all got stories of it. So as I said, I'm going to make this into a spray. And this is a great size to have in your handbag, right? For when you're taking your kids out or in your backpack, your dad's. Again, just in with the water. So yeah, I'm just using plain tap water. Distilled water is a good one to use because my water is filtered anyway. We've got a filter on our tap. If you want, you can just use distilled, which is, you just put your kettle on, let it sit and cool right down, and then simply plonk that on. Now, again, shake, shake, shake. What am I doing? I want to put a spray bottle on this. Goodness me, you're going to have to see me take the lid off again. Where is my hood? Off it comes. So we're going to grab a spray bottle for this one. Again, we're just going to color in. Now, the other ones have been really easy because we've known. I've popped them in the bottle that's just been 1 ingredient. This has got 3. So I do want to know that that's not just a lavender spray. Now, babes, you can get really, really creative with this stuff. You can make beautiful labels. You can go to your cheap shop. I go and buy these little beautiful black ones from ours, and then it cost $1 for a sheet. You can get fancy and go through all sorts of online supplies and get fancy labels. It's completely up to you and how creative you are. I am pathetic. And you know that, you know me, you know I'm into simple. So I've popped this in a lavender bottle, so I've already got lavender. And when we get our first set of oils, we get a little sheet of labels, right? Because of course none of our bottles come with labels. We pop them on. Still loves doing that for me. So you get a heap of them, and if you run out, they're $1. I think $1 through your Australian card to get some more. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to add the little spots for the ones that I've popped in here with it. Luckily, the new sheets on the back tend to have our most popular oils and squillions of them, and then you've got everything else over here. And if you run out or you want to be a bit special, down the bottom there are some white labels, so you can just whack one of those on and write on it, okay? So it's really simple. So this is made all out of our top 10 oils. So I've got labels for these coming out of my ears. So I'm just going to whack the tea tree on, and then I'm just going to whack the Frankie on. So I could also put a little white label on there that says Owie Spray. I could make one up. I could take this off and make a fancy one. I pop a ribbon around it. I do whatever I want. But basically, there is my little spray for bites and ouches when you're out and about. So I would probably, in fact, I will pop that one near the oil box, maybe outside where a couple of our oils are, and also one in the car, and we're ready to go. Again, shake every time you use it, guys. So there we go. So there's our Owie Spray, our balance turned into a roll-on or perfume press to use. Great also if you want to top it up with a bit of extra fractionated coconut oil for the kids and for the puppies. A lemon spray, which is a little room deodorizer, all done just from our bottles. And what did that cost me? My 3 little tops were less than $3 because it's 5 of them for $3. Easy. What else do I have to mention? Just in terms of what else we could turn into a little spray or a roller. Well, all of the oils that I've used today are part of our top 10. Balance, of course, is one of our mood management oils and one of my favourites. So, okay, I've just got hundreds of that. But you can use anything. So I was just thinking about what else you might be able to do and spread around. So On Guard, of course, your protective blend. I would, when you get your new bottle, let your old one go down a little bit, fill it up with the fractionated coconut oil, and you've got a little roller for your feet, because of course On Guard roller on children's feet and spine before they head off into the lovely world of school and what is there, and also daycare. It's great to have that on. It's our protective blend. It's going to protect you physically and emotionally, and just give you that extra bit of love and support. So you could do that with your On Guard. You could, of course, also do a spray, but I like On Guard in the roller. I also like that if you're out and about, so Epitime. What are you having that? What else have we got that I think? So, good old lavender, of course. Excellent for any age, excellent for your puppies and your children. So we did a little lavender combo spray, but I'd also look at doing a lavender roller, topping up with your SCO. Because that's a great handy one just to have for your small people, a little bit of a roll on the bottom of their feet, even newborn babies, but for of course little tiny babies. But you're going to want just a fraction of oil and lots of carrier oil for that. And of course I love fractionated coconut oil because it has no aroma, and it's also just pure coconut oil that's been heated, so it never gets thick, right? So it's really easy to apply. So I would do lavender. I think lavender rollers around the place would be excellent for you to have at your fingertips. You could also, of course, do it with easy air, let one of those go down, fill it with your fractionated coconut oil, pop on a rollerball, and you've got something again for people's feet. And hello, bug. How did you get in? I might need my alley spray soon. That looks like a very big bee. So do it with that. You can make all sorts of things. But anyway, that was my little idea of giving you a hand on just reusing your old bottles and how simple it is to repurpose and create some great combos to get the toxicity in your home down, and also to just use your oils in a simple and easy way. Okay, that'll help. So that's it for my little making tape. So I've got heaps of empty bottles. I will post at the end of this the details for Amazon store. So if you are close to us in Brisbane and you can either get out to Mango Hill to pick up, or you wanted to post it, she can send through her little bits and pieces. I will also, I've got a stash. I did buy a few. So if you are local and to me and you would like one or two of these to try, you're most welcome to share my stash, and we can work that out. Just give us a ring. All right, I'm off. I'm going to have a cup now with some ginger in it. And for those of you who've been asking, my foot's doing really well. I'm very excited. The oils have been working a treat. Lemongrass and ginger is what I went for, because I've been asked actually. So when I first sprained my ankle, and I was too chicken to go to emergency to find out if it was a sprain or a break on the weekend. Who wants to do that? I have fond memories of the fracture clinic. It's not normally for me. So I grabbed ice blue rub and I squeezed it into my hand. I popped a drop or two of lemongrass and a drop or two of ginger straight on, rubbed into my ankle, and that was what I used, plus of course breast ice compression elevation those first couple of days. And yeah, I've managed to survive without any bruising. It's still puffy around the ankle bone itself, and of course very tender. So, but it is doing well, and hope to go have some great fun with the physio next week. The hospital was quite happy with the condition of my foot and my ability to walk as far as I could, so I'm happy and grateful about that. I would like to get back to my nice long walks along the beachfront though, so hoping that they will come in next week. Have a great day, folks. Let me know what you're creating. I'd love to see some posts, and yeah, have a great time. Have a great weekend. See ya. I've got to try and turn this off. Oh my goodness. And end.